What's up? This is Ronnie coming to you from Cape Cod, just giving you a little update. And let me show you, sales have been slow. Since Sunday, I've had one sale for a Tundra sweater, which is going to Canada, and they haven't paid yet. They got zero feedback, so probably not going to pay. But, oh, forgot something. Do a screen share to show you where we're at. Come down here and go to here. See, we're doing, so far this month we've sold 91 items for 5403.51, and that is a $59.37 average per listing sold. So I'm really happy with that, where we are. Cannot complain. But like I said, sales have come to a grinding halt. I do have a bunch of auctions ending, as you see here. 105 auctions ending Sunday night, and so far 4 has gotten bids. So we'll see how that plays out in the next few days. Just hoping to blow through some stuff and move it out of here, as it's more about quality than quantity. And a lot of it's just stuff that a year ago I was happy to find, and my price point is higher now, and I personally don't deal with that. If I could get it for a cheaper price, maybe where I have to pay $5-6 a shirt, Territory Head, brands, or Ralph Lauren, if there's nothing special on them, or if they're not a big size, or Brooks Brothers stuff, or unless it's like slim fit. It just doesn't make sense to buy it, because I feel more of a hoarder. I mean, I have clothes that have been there. I know what sells now. I know what moves. I've been in this for a little bit long enough time to where I know what sells every month, and I know when I get a specific shirt now, I'll pass on certain things just because I don't want to hold on to it for a long period of time. It's not worth it. Well, like I said, sales are slow, but a lot of people have commented or asked questions on Facebook and here about, like, how do I come across a lot of good stuff, a lot of high quality stuff, and they'll talk about. And one of the questions has come up is how many thrift stores I will hit on my day off is Wednesday. Wednesday we go out, usually to Boston or Providence. Sometimes we can hit both, depending on what stores we hit and miss. 3 primary thrift stores here: Savers, which is probably the most thrift stores around the area. Salvation Armies, but a lot of them are in smaller towns, so it's a little harder to get off pace to get to those. And then you have the Goodwill, which is almost all of them are centrally located in and around Boston, which makes for trouble, because I hate driving in traffic. I hate large amounts of people. So I'm a country boy, I guess, at best to say. Even though I grew up in Long Island, my parents moved to upstate New York, and I loved it up there. Just peace and quiet. But so I gotta pick and choose what places to go to, and I'll just show you a little something. And it's not uncommon for me to go out and hit a bunch of thrift stores in one day. I've hit anywhere between 8 and 12. As we live in this is Cape Cod right here, and a majority of we live in this area right here. And you see a lot of these things come up as thrift stores, but believe it or not, a lot of these are very small thrift stores, and a lot of them, their inventory does not even change hardly ever. I do go to them often enough, and sometimes there's hit or misses in them. A lot of times I go to them during yard sale days or so on and so forth. Prices at some of these places tend to be on the pricier side too. So we live in this area. We've thought about moving over in this area, Falmouth, Woods Hole, or up in here in Plymouth, and also another area we've talked about is Waytonsville area. It's where the three states kind of run in together. You have Rhode Island here, Connecticut, and this is Massachusetts. My wife's cousin lives there. Because cost of living is high here. It's not good. But anyway, to make a long story short, we live in this area, and for all this is 13 towns, I guess, I believe, that make up Cape Cod. And there's only really 2 thrift stores. You got a Goodwill and a Salvation Army. They're both on the smaller side. Over here, you got a Salvation Army again, but it's a good 30-minute drive. Plymouth, you have a Savers. There's another Savers up in here. You don't get to another Goodwill until you get to Quincy. But most of the Goodwills are right here in Boston. There's one in Worcester. There's a few in Springfield area and out in this area. But, 3-hour haul. Got Connecticut, other clothing boy over there, raking profits over in that area. He crosses this line right here. He has to check in with me. This is Massachusetts. He doesn't check in with me. We're going to have problems. Not just playing. But, this is, I have to drive. I drive up to 200 miles some days, I'll leave here and go up into Boston, hit some thrift stores, loop around in here, and then come back down and try to get home in a decent enough time. Or other times I'll come down here and go into Providence and then come back, or loop around to here and come down, because there's not much in this area right here. But I mean, that's just basically what we do. I mean, so if we're gonna hit 10 thrift stores, and I was doing this twice when I was, I help a friend out at a restaurant right now, so it's hard for me to do this more than once a week. But when I had every day off and doing this full time, I'd make 1 trip into Boston a week and 1 trip out in this way a week, to kind of maximize going to thrift stores. It was not uncommon to hit 30 thrift stores in a week if I came over here too. So it's easier to be more picky. It's easier to be more selective in what I'm getting. Let me get off this thing. So, I don't suggest being selective when you don't have to be. You got to do what works for you. If you can get shirts for $2 and sell them for $20, I'd be in that thing. I know people like Wesley, he's in Las Vegas, and they have dollar days. They can get stuff for $1. I mean, you can get stuff for $1 and flip it for $20. There's a lot of room for profit. And if you could source a lot of clothing or stuff that way, I mean, you're bound for huge, that's good returns on your money. We found $1, even after if you did free shipping and eBay fees, and you're still coming out with $15, 1 to 15, and you do that over and over and over and over. I mean, that's a great business model. And of course, you're going to hit home runs on some of that stuff too, and you're going to have higher price points. But if your average was just in that, you could make some good money. So I mean, I'm leaning in that direction. There's a lot of other different things I'm doing right now. Tonight I'll be on the Green Room Hangout as a guest. That's on the Bonafide Hustlers channel. That's 10 o'clock Eastern time, so that would be, 9 Central, 8 Mountain, 7 Pacific, if I'm not right. But 10 o'clock Eastern time. Catch me over there, and you got any questions or anything, just come over and ask them, and have some fun. Show support, and like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later. Have a good day.